for making no apologies. That's it, umhlaba mawuhlulwe, so that our people can have access to the land.
Life is difficult, but you must soldier on. Don't give up. If you are a coward, you don't belong here.
Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome to Simple Politics. I know that it's late, but I felt like it was very important for me to make this reaction video right now. What a disgraceful meet-up. I don't know what were the expectations of Cyril Ramaposa going to see Donald Trump, the president of the USA, but I can tell you for sure that they ambushed him. I can tell you for sure they wanted that to push that narrative. And when they started to say, when Cyril Ramaposa arrived at the White House, they went to the first do the press briefing where people are asking questions. And the first thing, Ramaphosa said to Donald Trump, sorry guys, I'm just gonna get right into it because I think this is gonna be such a long video. So Ramaphosa said, well, you said I should bring Johan Rupert, which is the richest man in South Africa, Abo Els. When Trump said Ramaphosa must bring them, the golfers and all of them, he knew what he was doing. I think he had already spoken to them and he was already pushing a narrative because there is absolutely no way. And at the end of this video, I am going to attach what they've said. For the people that have not watched who did not watch the press, the briefing that was done by Cyril Ramaposa and Donald Trump. But honestly, and I felt like, yes, Ramaphosa was trying to be nice, he was trying to be calm, but I felt like there's some instances where he should have stood up for South Africa, he should have stood up for us. That meeting, I felt like it made the narrative worse, that there are farm murders in South Africa. It just made it worse. Another question that I have, what is the use of Ronald Lamula? They did not speak in that meeting. They did not speak. Abo Nchaven, they did not speak. Oh, Pakistan, I don't know what they were doing there. They did not speak. Why they didn't speak? Why were they not trying to get the prop? That was the whole point of the meeting, to try and get there and give a counterpart and give another perspective to Donald Trump. Yes, Donald Trump had already made up his mind. When you are giving your perspective, you're not changing Donald Trump's mind. You are changing the mind of someone who's watching in America. And they did not do that. Steenhuisen got a chance to speak. And Steenhuisen did not speak about, he's pushing his own agenda. Ubana, he is part of the government and things are better now the part of government. The EFF and the MK they must not. What a stressful thing. Okay, fine. I see people praising Rupert because Rupert, he had his own personal agenda and he does not like John Steenhuisen because he said, the highest murders in Cape Town, they are in the Cape Flats, so it has nothing to do with the farm murders. But now you, Rupert, put Julius Malema under the bus. My life is in danger. So now they are all scared of Julius Malema. Trump even asked him, why is this man not going to jail? You must arrest him. So, okay, the whole point of the meeting was for South Africa to come and put out their perspective, to try and show Donald Trump. Ramaposa the entire time was smiling there. He kept on referencing Nelson Mandela, which was so weak. He kept on saying, as the great Nelson Mandela would say, that we want peace. And that's why I'm saying Ramaphosa is not wrong for being calm, but there are instances where he should have made his point. And he just kept on smiling, and I just did not understand. So there's a few journalists that tweeted, whom I want to read their tweets. Clement Manyatela tweeted, and he was there. He's there in the White House on behalf of Newsroom. Samkelo Maseko tweeted. I want to read his tweet as well. And then Julius Malema tweeted. I want to read his tweet. Dr. Ndlozi tweeted. I want to read his tweet. So let's just get right into it, guys. I mean, remember what I said. We are reflecting on what just happened because wow, that's all I can say. So Clement Manyetela tweeted and said, my thoughts on the post briefing. The DC sources were right. The plans was to embarrass him. They prepared videos and articles. President Ramaposa handled well. He was calm. Johan Rupert helped with comments. The golfers, not so much. Those golfers, I'm going to play that thing for you guys. They just threw him under the bus. And then I want to read for you guys the tweet of Samkele Maseko. I want to read his tweet very quickly. I'm going to try and read everyone's tweet because Sana, what an embarrassment. So the plan was to definitely embarrass him because that's definitely what they just did. I don't know what we just watched there, and I felt like he could have pushed in. He could have pushed some pressure a little bit, and I felt like he didn't. Ramaposa, maybe he was scared of Rupert. He was scared of pushing too hard. I don't know. But whatever he did there, and then there was this lady who was given a chance. She's the leader of the trade union. I don't know what she said there. I'm gonna play it for you guys. Her name is Zingiswa Losi. I'm gonna play for you guys. This is what Samkele Maseko said, who's the Lord of Media. He said, someone should have explained the context of those slogans, particularly knowing the Constitutional Court judgment on such political chants. Uzingiswa, the president of COSATU, I don't know what she said there. Ulandus, on the other hand, Ulandus Fikile Mbalula is busy tweeting saying Gubana well done President Cyril Ramaposa. I don't know well done on what. But definitely when they said those people must be there, they definitely wanted to embarrass him. So now I want to read the tweet for Julius Malema. Of course, the meeting, they started being about Julius Malema, that this man must be arrested. I mean, big ups to CIC. CIC is big, guys. Whether you are willing to accept or not, but even, funny enough, for Rupert, when he spoke, he said, Bana, President Ronald Lamolo, he used to be deputy president of Julius Malema in the Youth League, but look at him now. So now he's praising Ronald Lamolo, Rupert. So I don't know what just happened to the career of Ronald Lamola, but it's not looking good. Julius Malema tweeted and said, a group of old men meet in Washington to gossip about me. No significant amount of intelligence evidence has been produced about white genocide. We will not agree to compromise our political principles on land expropriation without compensation for political expediency. That's what Julius Malema said. So CSC, of course, is not backing down. Usendless also tweeted, I think I do want to read his tweet. He said, I thought as South Africans we have each other's back when facing attacks by outsiders. Ramaposa distanced himself from Julius Malema instead of explaining what was an ANC struggle song in context. Spineless man. The illiterate Steenhuisen wanted to grandstand and play hero by attacking Juju. At least Rupert put him in his place. Steenhuisen was just taking chances there. I wanted to read you guys the tweet of Fundlo's. I want to read you guys the tweet of Undlozi because he also tweeted. Actually, Floyd as well tweeted. I think I must read the tweet of Floyd as well. It's very interesting to see what they are tweeting at this point because this has nothing to do with an individual, but it has everything to do with South Africa. And at some point, you do remember that Dr. Ndlozi praised Ramaposa, saying, "Bana, he's the best president to implement," if you remember correctly. So Dr. Ndlozi said, what happened in that room is the greatest assault of Africans' dignity, sovereignty, and liberation legacy. They literally handed over our country. He said that with a broken heart. This is the same Dr. Ndlozi, This is the same Dr. Ndlozi who said Ramaposa was doing a great job. I guess he's taking that back now. What a shameful state of affairs. Any proud African watching that drama must have felt the shame deep in their hearts. Kuchu Dr. Ndlozi. And Floyd tweeted as well. I think it's very important for me because these are the people that understands the geopolitics. You can't take that away from them. They understand the geopolitics. So I want to read. So Floyd said, colonial clerks are explaining themselves to colonial masters who have decided to misunderstand them. Ooh. So yeah. So yeah, guys, so there's a lot of tweets right now. Everybody's tweeting. So I don't know if I should read a few. I think I should read a few because even Mighty Jamie tweeted. I forgot to read his tweet. But let me just read a few tweets right now. And also, if you are watching that press briefing, I'm going to play for you guys the clips at the end. You would have noticed that they kept on pushing for Starlink. Oh, Mighty Jamie tweeted and said, a non-government official offered a government contract to Elon Musk, the White House. No tender, no bidding process, no compliance with local ownership, because that's what they were discussing there. Okay. This is actually such an important tweet by Mighty Jamie earlier. He said, Ramaposa billionaires and golfers are not helping actually. Ratif Guisen basically was reporting the narrative of farm murders. They are doing this to get Elon Musk the Starlink at all police stations with a massive tender. Get the Expropriation Act to become a toothless paper. Remove the EFF from mainstream politics. Rupert saying it's happening to everyone does not dismiss the narrative on farm murders. It concedes the point and just says others are being attacked in the same way. From the Rupert perspective, he has accomplished a lot. Stopped frozen land reform. Made all criticism of him seems like Malema driven. Got Elon Musk the Starlink contract for police stations. So, I don't know, guys, but this is bad, guys, especially if you are watching. This is bad. I'm really disappointed by you, Zingiswa. Umazwe tweeted and said, I'm personally disappointed by Zingiswa Losi. She downplayed the land expropriation policy for political expediency. So yeah, man, it's really bad. Like, honestly, it's anyway. I think I'm gonna play the clips for you guys. I think I've shared everything I wanted to share right now. I think I've shared everything that I wanted to share. So just before I post the videos, overall I'm extremely disappointed by other leaders that could have spoken. I do understand what's Steenhuisen, they're pushing their own narratives. I do understand Rupert, but Lamula being quiet, Nchaveni, Parkstow, I don't know what they were doing there. Zingiswa, I don't understand her. An entire president of a union. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Watch the clips of when they speak and then tell me what you think. This is my reaction. I think if I have anything to say, I'll make another video in the morning. And yes, I had to put an effort for you guys and look pretty because I was just like, Sana, for this shocker, let me just make an effort. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Let me know what you think at the end of the video because, wow, they just handed our country off. I don't know what we just watched. Hey?
The mayor of DA in PE is a white man. So these people, when you want to hit them hard, go after a white man. They feel a terrible pain because you have touched a white man. Not because Mashaba and Soli will not be touched. They will be touched, don't worry. But we are starting with this whiteness. We are cutting the throat of whiteness. It's
Shoot, kill, Yamaza, kill the brewer, the farmer, kill the brewer, the farmer. Brr, pa, pa, brr, pa. Shoot to kill, Yamaza, kill the brewer, the farmer, kill the poor, the farmer.
Thank you for welcoming us to the White House. I would say we have a rural safety problem in South Africa, and I don't think anyone wants to candy coat that. And it requires a lot of effort to get on top of it. It's going to require more policing resources. It's going to require a different strategy to be able to deal with it. But certainly the majority of South Africa's commercial and smallholder farmers really do want to stay in South Africa and make it work. And I've just come from the largest agricultural show in the Southern Hemisphere with organized agriculture and farmers, and the majority of them want to stay. But they too there have a memorial to those who've died as a result of farm attacks. And as the Minister of Agriculture, it is something that I'm particularly exercised with my colleagues at police and my colleagues in the justice cluster to start making farm attacks and stock theft a priority crime. And it affects all farmers in South Africa, particularly stock theft. It has a disproportionate effect on smallholder black farmers. I also want to just say this, that the two individuals that are in that video that you've seen are both leaders of opposition minority parties in South Africa. Mkhonto Wesizwe under Mr. Zuma and the economic freedom fighters under Mr. Malema. Now the reason that my party, the Democratic Alliance, which has been an opposition party for over 30 years, chose to join hands with Mr. Ramaposa's party was precisely to keep those people out of power. We cannot have those people sitting in the union buildings making decisions. And that is why after 30 years of us exchanging barbs across the floor in Parliament and trying to get one over on each other, we've decided to join hands precisely to keep that lot out of government. Because the day they get in to the doors of the union buildings in South Africa or control of our Parliament, that's what you're going to see. And that is why this government, working together, needs the support of our allies around the world so that we can strengthen our hand, grow our economy, and shut the door forever on that rabble getting through the doors of the union.
President of the largest trade union in our country, Ziggy Solosi, because she leads many, many workers, more than 1 million, 2 million workers. And maybe we should give her a chance to say something, because she's come all the way to join us.
Thank you very much, Mr. President Trump, for having us, and President for extending the invitation to us as organized labor. And I must say that we are here to support the initiative that has been made by our government with business, of course, as organized labor. We've been coming to Washington on the AGOA trade relations in the previous regime. And I think at the center of it all, for me, it is exactly what Mr. Rupert has said, the importance of us growing the economy. We have always emphasized when we were here and kept on coming and negotiating on AGOA that the 600 US companies that are based in South Africa, as you said, President Ramaposa, 500,000 jobs will be wiped out. We need more foreign direct investment in our country. We are not just talking about those that will lose employment, but we are talking about over 40% of people that are unemployed, that have no hope of ever finding a job. And we think that, correctly, as they have said, that we need to deal with the issue of porous borders in our country, so that everyone that comes in is documented. We also need to, and I would have thought that the minister would address the issue of land expropriation and how the policy works in South Africa. Recently, President, as you were preparing to come here on the news, in, I think it was on Natal, there was a handover of farms. And white farmers were saying, we are donating the land, but also there's a willing buyer, willing seller in South Africa. So there is no expropriation without compensation. But it is a willing buyer, willing seller. And that white farmer was even saying, President, that the government is even paying more in buying the land than what the land is worth of. And I think those are the realities, President.